Welcome to Body Energetix, evidence-based spirituality to get happy, healthy, and hot. I'm your host, Lauren Saracione, and I've been in fitness for over 22 years. I've also had 3 major healing events where I learned something new and deeper about the mind-body connection. It is my mission to help you get happy, healthy, and hot. So whether you're here for mindset work to get happy, emotional work to get healthy, or owning your desires and who you be to get hot, Body Energetix is for you. Before we get started on today's podcast, I wanted to invite you to make love to food and dieting. This is our first masterclass of the year. It's January 18th at 6 p.m. Pacific time. I'm going to teach you what the patterns are of the attachment styles and how they're showing up in your diet and food, and then the why behind it. Once you know the pattern and the why behind it, you get to be your lover and you get to fill in the gaps that you are using food to do for you. So no more emotional regulation with food. And this is going to help you stick with your diet, which is so important. The consistency is so important to burn fat and get you into your dream body. Go to bodyenergetics.com/secure to sign up. Welcome to episode number 5 of Body Energetix podcast, evidence-based spirituality to get happy, healthy, and hot. This is an evidence category of episodes. You can go to episode number 000 to find out all the categories. I have it all organized for you so that whatever it is that you're working on, it's easy to navigate the Body Energetic system. Whether you are working on mindset stuff to get happy, whether you're working on emotional regulation to get healthy, or you are working on owning your desires, everything that you are in all of your glory to get hot. Because getting hot requires you to face a whole lot of haters that are mostly just in your mind. So happy, healthy, and hot is the jam. And today we are going to talk about the Breaking the Habit of Being Yourself by Dr. Joe Dispenza. I used this when I was divorcing and my then stepdaughter was on life support. She became septic from a lung infection. And I was finding that I was behaving in a lot of the ways that I had when I was married. And the reason why that's significant is because I was in the divorce process. And I had this moment where I was like, wait a minute. There's actually no reason for me to be thinking and feeling in this context of something that I was struggling with. I won't tell you what it was, but I realized, wait a minute, I don't need to be thinking and feeling this way. That's literally part of my married life. I'm going through the divorce process. Now, as you can imagine, it was totally stressful. My former stepdaughter is okay. I get to talk to her once in a while on social media, which is like really fun and exciting for me. I'm really happy about that. But my point is that when I realized that I was recreating my pain body by thinking and feeling the way I was in my marriage when I didn't necessarily have to anymore because I was exiting the marriage, this really made so much sense. And I want to share that with you so that you can really get like a real application to it. So it's not just a bunch of information that I'm streaming to you. So let's start with Dr. Joe Dispenza. So he was a chiropractor and he was on foot or he was on a bike. He might've been on a bike and he was hit by a truck and his whole back shattered. And he avoided surgery and he said that he knew that our thoughts can make us sick. So therefore we could reverse engineer it, right? And use our thoughts to make us better. And he said that he just visualized over and over and over again his spine repairing itself. And he has done a really great job of bringing esoteric, ancient texts into modern life, particularly with Kundalini energy that has to do with how the polarities of masculine and feminine energetics are circulating through your body and how to work energetically with the chakras. And he has, conferences and all these things. He's great lecturer, all the things, wonderful person. So in this Breaking the Habit of Being Yourself, what he says is that if something happens, right? This is the example. If something happens and it puts us into a mood, or like we have a reaction. So if you if someone looks at you the wrong way, like whatever it is that somebody does to piss you off, you have the emotional reaction instantly. And I think what he says is that the reaction really only lasts 6 seconds. It is the reliving of the reaction that keeps us in the emotional experience of whatever negative thing was that just happened. So he says, when you do this long enough, when you replay the emotional experience after the initial emotional reaction has worn off, we call it a mood. I'm in a bad mood because such and such happened. I'm in a sad mood because such and such happened. Then he says that when you are in a mood long enough and you're re-experiencing the mood long enough, it becomes your personality. And when it's our personality, that's when we have the subconscious mind on autopilot, creating this mental emotional identity that then our body, our habits fall in line with, and then our whole experience of life gets to keep confirming that mental emotional state, because that's how the laws of the universe works. Your body, your thoughts and feelings are constantly being confirmed by your outer experience. It's how it's designed. It's genius. So in breaking the habit of being yourself, he goes into, of course, self-healing, right? So if you have something going on in your body, for instance, my neck injury, my neck was well past the point of being healed. And I was still experiencing a lot of the same pain that I had when the disc was torn and when one of them was up and under the one below it. I had a lot of burning sensation. I had a lot of it when my neck goes out, the nerve pain feels like my eardrum on the left side of my face is getting squished. Um, and so I was having a lot of this pain, and I was reading the book, and I had already been doing the meditation, and I was like, okay, like I really need to change some of my behaviors because I'm still acting, like I said, as that married person, which the year prior is when my neck had the full diagnosis. I always had neck pain, but I had a full diagnosis in 2017. So I'm going through his book and I'm like, okay, so I'm going to stop doing these things that I used to do as a married person because those are the habits that are associated with my pain body. So I started to eliminate some things that I was doing. It had a lot to do with social media. And I recommitted to doing his meditations. Part of the meditation process is to put yourself in the state of a negative emotion, one that just seems to sneak up on you, like when you're making your bed or you're brushing your teeth, where all of a sudden a memory comes into your mind and you start to secrete those emotions. And then now you become the mind body identity of that mood to confirm your personality. So you're basically putting yourself into a controlled environment and purposely triggering yourself. Because when we're in meditation and we're purposely feeling a negative emotion, then we can actually be grounded and observational of the thoughts that are coming to mind, the sensations that we're having in our body, and how and in that ability to observe the negative emotion on purpose, you get to stay grounded to extract the wisdom. It's like you're being your own professor in front of in front of a room full of people, and you're drawing on the chalkboard, like all these codes of like how to figure out what's wrong with you. That's really what you get to do in these meditations. And I did that. Like I would pick one negative emotion that I knew that I was dealing with. I would purposely feel it and be like, like let it go. Like, what is this reminding me of? What is the memory that's associated with it? What experience did I have with someone who hurt my feelings that made me feel this way? What disappointments have I had that match this feeling, so that you can let go of it? Because what happens is, like we have like this holy grail of being mindful. We're practicing mindfulness. Like, what does that mean? You're obsessed with yourself and all you do is think about yourself? Kind of. But really, mindfulness is that you are observational of your thoughts and your feelings so that you don't let anything take you out. And thoughts and feelings can get activated by where you're driving to, what music you're listening to, what scent what fragrance comes into your nostrils. There's so many things that can activate a thought and a feeling. And if we're not mindful of it, all of a sudden we're just in a shitty mood. Or like in my case, all of a sudden I'd be in a flare. And so breaking the habit of being yourself is such an easy read to understand how your thoughts and feelings are manifesting your pain body. There's an expression called the pain body, and your pain body is made up of negative thoughts and feelings. And there's all different ways that it causes constriction energetically. And then, of course, we have already been talking a lot about the molecules of emotion. So, breaking the habit of being yourself, this is something that has carried over into all of my work, all of the frameworks and the inner work, worksheets that I have for people and for myself to unlock the thoughts and feelings that are stored in the body. And this is going to allow you to really change the energy in your body, because the energy in your body is conducted by your thoughts and feelings. Your actions are last. Your actions are huge. They're a huge fulcrum to change things for your life. But the thoughts and feelings, those are the things that are tapping into the invisible world that's more first versus the physical world. Another book is called Becoming Supernatural. And this one's really cool also. I mean, they're all amazing. And he references in Becoming Supernatural a woman who was constantly in pain and her body was deteriorating more and more. She ended up with like cancer with every, for lack of a better word, for the holes. So her anus had cancer. I think her vagina had cancer. Her mouth had cancer. Her mucus glands like stopped working. Like her body really deteriorated over time. And it started when her husband had a tragic event where he lost his life. And she was stuck reliving that trauma and that stress, and those degenerative molecules of emotion slowly broke down her body. And it wasn't until she was able to understand that reliving a traumatizing event is what keeps the personality in place that is manufacturing the mind body identity of dis-ease. That particular example is in Becoming Supernatural. Before we hang up, I have a couple of announcements to make. We have our very first masterclass coming up on January 18th at 6 p.m. Pacific time, Los Angeles time. It's called Secure: Making Love to Food and Dieting. I'm so excited to share this with you. We are going to go over all of the patterns of attachment styles, because once you observe your attachment style pattern and how it shows up with food and with dieting, then you can change it. You become mindful of the pattern. And when you understand why the pattern's there, if there's an anxious attachment or an avoidant attachment or a fearful attachment, once you understand why the pattern's there, so first we get to see the pattern. When we understand why, we get to go in and be that secure lover for ourselves so that we don't need the food to emotionally regulate. So go to bodyenergetics.com/secure to sign up for the masterclass. Go to bodyenergetics.com to get on my email list so that you can get these podcast episodes directly to your inbox. And then head over to my Facebook community, facebook.com/groups/bodyenergetics. We have a thread for each episode. You can drop in your comments and your ahas. And then every single month, we have a group call to deepen the discussion on all the topics that we covered in that 4-week period. When you come to the 4-week call, you get to be entered into the draw for my amazing mug that reminds us that we are all of it, the darkness and the light. The inside is black, the outside is white. It has really cool lights around the word body energetics. And then we also have my really cute water bottle that has Aurora, my dragon. She is part of my energetic signature, and she is carrying the heart chakra. So check those out. I'm so excited to share this information with you. I'm so excited to connect. Here is to being happy, healthy, and hot. Thank you so much for listening to this episode. If you found it helpful, please head over and give us a 5-star rating and leave a review for how this was helpful for you. This is going to help me spread the word faster into more people who need this information to self-heal. Join us at facebook.com/group/bodyenergetics, where we have discussions about the episodes. Go to bodyenergetics.com so that you can sign up for my newsletter to make sure that you never miss an episode. And that's the place that you're going to get invited to our Zoom discussion that we have every single month. Tag us on social media, Body Energetics, and we will reshare your tag and enter you into our monthly drawing to win our really cute water bottle or our really cool mug.